Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to the Everton Daily Live. It is Monday, the 1st of July. White Rabbits, even though you're supposed to really say that in about April or March, I'm going to say it now. So Everton have some good fortune this month. Jared Branthwaite's still an Everton player, Dave. Despite lots of journalists saying there'd be a fire sale and he'd be gone by the 30th of June. He's still an Everton player.
Well, you've took the joke that I prepared all weekend.
Oh, sorry.
Straight out my mouth. And I was going to say, I didn't know whether this was going to be DFS. Everton must go.
Yeah.
You know,
Well,
last time I came in, it was administration. And then it was, this time it's a fire sale. But we've got to July 1st. We're still in our studio. And we're still here. The club's still alive,
It's all good. It's all good.
Yeah.
I mean, do you see Branthwaite staying this season?
Yeah.
No, Manchester United apparently have moved on to the Lit, which is, in my opinion, they should have been buying anyway rather than Branthwaite for them for now. Mm-hmm. It seems that Everton's price 70, 75, 80 million, they're going to stand firm with it, and rightly so. And I don't see United paying that.
I don't see him going now. Definitely not. No.
Unless it's a big offer. And who's going to make it?
I don't see them making that big offer. They've got their own challenges, haven't they?
What about other clubs?
Who?
I've seen something over the weekend. Spurs. I don't see Spurs paying £80 million for a centre back for Moss.
Not when they've just paid, or they're about to pay $35 million for Archie Gray from Leeds. Then there's no way they're gonna double that and then more.
Would you take 50 million plus Richarlison?
No.
Made you think, though. I made you think, didn't I? I made you think.
Look, I love Richie, but I think you said it last week. Another good season for Branthwaite or a steady season, then he's got to pick, hasn't he?
I think he'd be.
Carlo loves him. Yeah. Give him his debut before anyone in the comments says he's a yard dog again. Yeah. But he's City.
I think City will buy him personally next summer. I think he's perfect for it.
Because their centre halves are now probably coming to an age where they need to look again. Would have thought. Ruben Diaz.
He's only about. Is he 26?
Oh, is he?
27.
I thought he was older.
He might be older. He might be older. Sure, he was only young when they got him, though.
But I think.
But you want him anyway, don't you?
Getting past this phantom Sunday in June.
Yeah.
As
27, Diaz. Just saying.
Oh, well, there you go then.
So maybe 28.
I'm talking rubbish.
No, not really, because you do want to.
No, well, not. And you see the way Pepe's playing in Europe.
Well, yeah, true. Yeah, he's got the 15 years. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. But I think it's getting past this, like I say, this phantom date for a lot of clubs. With the, I've seen it called player laundering last week, which I thought was quite funny.
Doing something that's always gone on in history.
Yeah.
People are now.
What did you call it, Ped? The Danny Murphy effect?
I think the thing about it is, and I know I was getting messages yesterday off people. Oh, I heard myself. Oh, you shut up. Loads of people messaged me yesterday. It was like, are we selling tonight? And I'm like, no, it's been, everything's been reported that Everton are fine anyway. So just chill. But I still think people were looking, and I seen a couple that went on last night after the Spain game. And I've seen people like an hour to go. Like, I wonder if it's still. And I'm like, what the fuck's what's happening here? Nothing's going to happen like that. But people were nervous because this has been built up by certain people, even peddled by some people who write blogs and stuff, that, Everton were up against it with that. But we sold Ben Godfrey and we sold Lewis Dobbin, and that should be that.
Yeah, I think, but the start of last week it had gone away, hadn't it? But then it was drummed up again by our mate Stefan and our missing form mate who everyone loves, Mr. Ornstein. And that's it. Just because then people are in the know and it's an easy story. Everton have been an easy target for God knows how long. Yeah. People just run with it, don't they? It's in the Athletic, so it must be true. David Ornstein said it, so it must be true.
What did you think of the Godfrey move?
Wasn't going to sign. Good move for all parties.
Yeah. You disappointed he wasn't going to sign, or do you think it's one of them?
Come in as a centre back and has never made it his own, has he? He wasn't going to get in ahead of Jared.
No,
definitely not going to get ahead of Tarkowski, who I think's probably been our best sign in the last 4 or 5 years.
He didn't even get in over Michael Keane, centre back, did he?
No.
Whether that's right, wrong, or whatever, but he didn't, did he? He was better fullback, wasn't he?
Yeah, and he's only really a fullback by default because people are injured or not doing it.
Yeah.
So, if 12, what do we get? 12 million?
11 with add-ons,
11.
yeah.
So, and again, if there's an add-on, or if there's a sell-on, someone might come from, because at Atalanta, if he has a good season, who are flying, just won a European trophy. I mean, he's kissed his England career goodbye, hasn't he? By
he shouldn't do, but he has done, hasn't he? Like Tamori, who should be in every England squad. Can't get near it because he's Alice.
Loftus-Cheek is another one coming off his best season.
Really well, yeah, it wasn't even considered.
No. So, but yeah, if people are not going to sign, and same with Dom, then we've lost too many players.
Well, he was my next one because we are going to discuss Armando Broja in a minute. He's, of course, on the thumbnail today.
See, I'm so excited of being here again that I'm jumping across topics.
No, that's fine. That's fine. Well, it moves nicely onto Dominic Calvert-Lewin because he is someone who's got now less than a year left on a contract. There was some thought that he may go to Newcastle before yesterday, and I think it was all, the Minter stuff with Everton and all that, but I think Newcastle and Dom broke down, and Everton, without that sale in the financial year that ended yesterday, Everton needed the Calvert-Lewin sale to be able to go and get Minter. There was some great reports that he'd rejected Everton to join Brighton, even though his agent was very much contacting Everton at the weekend to try and make sure Everton could get the deal done, which they couldn't.
Just another media spin, isn't it? Brighton are great, Everton are rubbish.
No.
What you mean is Brighton have got free cash available to pay for the lad who's only really done it in Holland on one season.
But so Calvert-Lewin, I mean, where are you with it? Do you think he'll go? And
I think he'll go, but we've again just coming back to it. We've got past our fictitious deadline, haven't we? So I know, Ped, you said last week you'd be in mind to keep hold of him because the upside of what he's worth to Everton is probably worth more than the actual money we get from us. What we get, 25 million, thereabouts. What was the fee agreed with Newcastle, if there was one? Do you know?
30 odd, wasn't it?
30.
Well, it was only whatever fee was. It was the fee that levelled it off with Inter.
Right.
So what Newcastle needed.
Let's say it's 33 million for argument's sake.
There you go.
I'll just pluck that figure out the sky. 33 million. He could quite easily break down again. I don't think he will because I think Dyche has done a really good job of getting him back to fitness, being patient with him. For a year, I don't know. I'm on the fence with it. Just because of how poor it's been financially.
I'd sell him. No qualms. I'd love him to stay and sign a new contract. I'd be made up with that. If he was like, I'm Everton's number 9 and I'm staying and all that. But I just don't think where we are, we can accept players walking up the door for nothing.
No.
I think it sets a terrible precedent. I think Everton have to become a club that basically you're given the ultimatum, and if not, we'd try. Don't get me wrong, the strength is still always with the player, because the player can turn around and go, Schenk Tosun done it to us. Everton had 3 deals lined up for Schenk Tosun. He was like, mate, I'm on 85 grand a week and I'm staying, do whatever. He walked out for nothing because he wanted that 80 odd grand a week that he knew he was never getting anywhere else for the last 6 months of his contract. Other players have done the same. But I would, like I say, if Dom wants to stay and sign a contract, great, no issue. But if he's still looking around, I'd sell him. I'd sell him today if someone bid for him.
Yeah, I think I'll just backtrack a little bit because I'm not on the fence with it. I'm on the fence with what Ped's saying, but in terms of where we need to be, his heart's not completely in it. We've seen a lot of players who've been half-arsed over the years. People go on about the fans. If we would have been in Europe, some of these players that we've had performances, the cars would have been in flames on the continent. Some of the half-arsedness, we can't have that. There's clearly something in the back of his mind with the fans not having a song and that, having a dig and that. He won't leave that alone. He's just like a scab he keeps picking at.
He rankles with them, doesn't it?
It does, yeah, but and the contract's been on the table for 4 or 5 months. This is not just the last end of the season before he goes on holiday. Have a look at that. Well, you're on your sun lounger. It's we've got to cash in 30 odd million, and then we can get 5 players for a down payment of 5 million or whatever, or 6
but that's it,
5, 6 million down payment.
And we have to look, don't we, and go. We want commitment And also, we want stuff done early enough that we can start. We'll get on to it. Let's talk about Armando Broja because he's there, right? If we get Armando Broja and Dom goes, our style of play will have to change because he's not Dominic Calvert-Lewin. If you get Armando Broja right, I think you'd have a hell of a striker on your hand in terms of what he brings. Now, will he ever be as prolific as what is Dominic Calvert-Lewin prolific? Well, no. He's had one sort of really good season, and that was under Carlo. Yep. The other seasons there's been decent, but it's about everything else he brings, isn't it? Is how good he is in the air, and both boxes he's great. Holds the ball up, gets us up the pitch. He's a handful and all that. Broja is he's a runner with the ball, gets hold of it, he's a dribbler and shot. And when he done really well for Southampton, he wasn't always through the middle, he'd play off the left as well. And he travels with the ball and he's powerful. Everton have obviously identified him as the striker they want for whatever reason. Whether it is to change the style slightly, I don't know. But where are you with him? Because a couple of years ago, I really did want him. And when Lampard wanted him, I was all in on that. Because there was no sign Dom was going then. And I was thinking, God, him off one side. You've got Dom through the middle and you've got other options. But where are you now with him replacing Dominic Calvert-Lewin? Because it is a gamble, isn't it? He doesn't score. Not for you.
Not for me. Okay, and just because, similar to what you've just said there, the injury. Yeah. So good season at Southampton, then he's got that injury. He's done okay on the chances he's been given at Chelsea, which has not been many, but I thought he was really good when at Goodison this year. No, he gave Branthwaite a hard time for half an hour until Jared kind of got to grips with him. Well, that one I thought he was taking him down the outside and Jared just stepped up. Well, he didn't step up, he slid the ball away, didn't he, for the corner. But I like that sort of what you're saying, bullish player who can control a dribble, but he needs 30 games. Doesn't he? To completely get over that injury, because you just pick up knocks, whatever. Went to Fulham, didn't get a kick. Do anything, no. So I don't think we've got the patience among us to let a striker play 30 games so we can get a rhythm again. Do you know, we've just done that effectively. But what if we do buy him? Obviously, we'll all get behind him, wouldn't we? Oh yeah, like anyone who puts on a shares. Well, what do you think about Adebayo? Because he's another one who had an injury last season. He was out for a while for Luton. But he was absolutely flying until he got injured. He's powerful, strong, athletic. And I'm sure I've seen figures bandied about 10 to 15 million within that price range for him. 26. So he's just a year younger than Dom. Would he be a better fit, do you think, for the way Sean Dyche wants to play? I think so. Because his first game back was it us? It was us. And he scored. And he scored, and it was a really good goal. Terrible defending by Ashley Young, but from a striker's perspective, it was a great goal. Good bit of powerful. That's it, powerful, and then just hit it. Yeah. That's one thing Dom can't do, can he? He can't take someone on and hit it. No. So stylistically, he's not got the same upside that Dom has. But he is strong. He is strong, and he gets his shots away, which is why he got so many goals. Now, he had the injury, but then he come back, scored. I think didn't he then score again the week after? Maybe. But in terms of he finished with 10, 11 goals. Yeah. And in terms of, you say, Broja, who wants to get it, dribble, he's got to get that confidence with himself to go and dribble again. Whereas Adebayo just hits it, doesn't he? And if he shanks it or if it hits someone and goes in, it goes in. He's one of them who will always buy the ticket. Whereas, but that's what you need, don't you? Yeah. I think if Everton... For argument, the prices as well. Just to come in, what is the price for Broja? What they're talking about? He's only 22 years of age, isn't he? But no, I know. That's what I'm saying. I wanted him a couple of years ago. Now, where are you now? Then I see loads of positives with him, but I also have a huge worry. A team that doesn't score any goals is giving away its top. Not giving away because it's not really in Everton's. It's not in Everton's hands. You have to play them and stay. But we would be losing our top goal scorer and replacing him with a maybe. Now, if it clicks for Broja, he could get more than... Dom got 8 goals. If it clicks for Broja and he's fit all season, he could get 8 goals. Of course he could. If Dom's fit all season, I'm confident, could Dom get 15 goals? That's the question. Don't know. Could he get double figures? I'd imagine so. I'd imagine Dom
this season, if he stayed at Everton, would get double figures if he's fit again all season.
Yeah.
Broja could, potentially. And he'd change the way we played and he'd give defenders a headache because he's different.
Yeah. But that's the players that go around him, isn't it? See, Dom can play, which he has done, in a struggling team. I don't see Broja being a focal point and being able to, because he's slight, isn't he? I know it's slight in terms of, I know he's built.
He doesn't use his body the way Dom does. That's what
that's what I'm trying to say. He's not slight because he's built, but he's not able to sort of hold off and keep the ball up there in the way that Adebayo would, in the same vein. It's all down.
Where are you with Beto then? Because obviously Beto's physically, he's 6'4". When he gets running, he can move, but he's so
cumbersome.
Yeah, he's raw. His touch isn't tight. It's knocked into him. He doesn't keep it as well as Dom. And yeah, he's got all the similar attributes as in physically. So where are you with him? Because I know there's a rumours that Everton are going to get rid of him, or Everton would accept a bid for Beto. And it could be a situation where Everton sell Dominic Calvert-Lewin and Beto and buy Broja and Adebayo. And then you'd argue then are we better off with those two than the two we've got right now? But where are you with Beto? Just on him.
I think with the pre-season, could see him cooking.
Be better.
Be better than
he was last season.
Be better than was last year. Because coming late. That
and he hadn't had a pre-season with Udinese. He was injured.
Yeah.
He had half a pre-season. He was injured. He had scored for them before he come. But
so
he'd only just
it's
come.
that sharpness which can, when you're sharp and you take a bad touch, the sharpness can get out you them out of that bad situation. We seen it the other day with the was it the first goal against Italy, where the lad took it and the ball bounced up.
Oh yeah,
and then he just hit it.
Hit it on the volley. Yeah.
Now, if you're sharp, you can take them. Beto's first touch is not. I wouldn't say he's peak Zidane.
No.
But
I don't even think he's,
a
millionth of.
No, exactly. Yeah, but you can get yourself out of trouble with that if you're fit. I don't think he's ever got the run of games that he should have done, because he should have when Dom wasn't scoring for a long time.
Dom should have been.
He should have said, "You're in for 5-6 games, and we'll see what happens here." So, yeah. But again, if the money comes in and someone bids that, what they're talking 25-30 million, make our money back.
I think we paid. I think the fee is 25.7. I think is what the fee was for him, and obviously that's spread over 5 years. But we have got to pay this summer for the first instalment of that. It's who's going to pay it, isn't it? That's the thing. You're looking, and you might go, well, they might get 20 million for him. That almost puts the deal at naught, if that makes sense. We've had them for a season, so it would have been like a loan. And you might have had to pay 5 million quid. Whether you think that's good business, bad the business, indifference. If Everton got 20 million, they might go, we'll sell him. And we've got this player lined up or that player lined up to replace him. I don't know whether Everton are. There's a lot of stories. It could just be nonsense.
Could just be his agent.
Could be his agent who's a bit not happy because he's not played and obviously wants him to play.
But he must have known, mustn't he? When he's first coming, he said, "You're not going to be the number one."
I mean, you never know,
because you get him in first, and then the after that is then what's happening with Chimiti? Because I thought he looked really sharp towards the end, but he's not going to get any better just sitting on Everton's bench for another year. He's got to go out on loan.
It's a tricky one though, isn't it? Because if Everton, you see, the problem with loaning Chimiti out is if Everton have the same three again, like say Dom stays, signs a new contract or whatever and stays, and Beto's there and you've got Chimiti. Say Dom breaks down or just gets an injury, forget about breaking down. I think he's past breaking down. He just played 35 games, so he's fit. But Dom gets an injury and he's out for 6 weeks, whatever, hamstring or whatever it is, any kind of
drops
injury.
the table on his toe again.
Or Beto. Beto gets an injury and he's out for 4-6 weeks. You've got one centre forward. There's nobody else. There's no one in the 21s who you can go, he can, just in case he's on the bench. This team doesn't score goals and you've got a centre forward who you then having to run into the ground because your other one's gone. I just don't think we can carry 2 strikers. I think we have to have 3.
A minimum of 3.
Got to. And then, therefore, if we let Chimity go, then we have to go and buy another striker. Then that kills one of them, doesn't it? Because, first of all, how do you convince someone to come in and go, your third choice, really? And if this lad comes back the way we think he is, you're going to be fourth choice in a team that isn't in Europe.
Yeah.
That has struggled for the last 3 seasons.
And then you've got to look at the demographic you're targeting. It'll be an older player who can just come on. Someone like, I'm not saying him, but who's the fellow who's just gone to, who was at Ipswich last year from Bournemouth, Kiefer Moore.
Oh, Kiefer Moore.
You know, and you don't want Kiefer Moores around your club too many. No disrespect to him, but you don't want another Rondon. You know,
what about?
Although he scored last night again.
Yeah, there
good
you
old
go.
Solomon.
Big Solomon.
Big Sol. Yeah.
Could be. I guess Illiman and Die if the deal is done. It isn't done at the moment, which is why it's not being announced. He is someone who can play up front. I think Everton are buying him to play in Decore's role, that kind of position.
As a 10 or a false
As
9.
a 10 or a false 9. He can also play midfield, of course, and he can also play wide, although that's not really what you want to start doing. But I think maybe he would be cover for that. So yeah, maybe if they look and go, well, we've got 2 main strikers. Chimity can go somewhere for the season. And we've got cover with Ndai. He can go and play up there if we need him to.
At what point do you take that punt, though? Because let's use your scenario, right, of Dom and Beto go. Broja with not the greatest fitness record and Adebayo come in. And we don't... At what point do you take that punt to loan out Chimity and think, well, he's going to get better before you become a Sims? And you don't get that experience. When is what is the tipping point for development? Because everyone's moaning about the academy, whatever you think of Dobbin or Lewis Warrington or whoever.
Yeah.
We're moaning about that pathway, but they just sat on the bench, not garnering any development.
I suppose this is why the Calvert-Lewin thing is absolutely crucial. It's crucial that we get a decision from him. Like
this week? Next week?
Really, I think it is. I honestly think Everton needs to sit down with them and go, Dom, can't force you, of course, but we're trying to think of the club. Are you staying or are you going? Because we don't really want to let you walk out of here for nothing. And see and if his head is like, look, I want to go, but obviously I'm just going to go anyway.
Yeah.
It's got to be attractive for me to leave, whatever. Then Everton should really start going, like, okay, well, we're looking for the centre forward then. Now, the problem with that is, if you buy another one, then teams start going, how are you carrying 4 then? You've got to sell Dominic Calvert-Lewin, so we'll give you 15 million. Then that's where the decision comes then. Do Everton go?
Still all profit though, isn't it?
No, it is.
From that
we paid
perspective.
£1 million for them.
Yeah.
And we've had them 8 years. So, it's a profit. I don't know. That's for them to do, but I think we do have to. I think Everton have to. I think this is why they wanted them to go to Newcastle, because it's done then.
Yeah.
And then everything can be tailored at pre-season around a different way of playing, so to speak. Whereas he's still here, it's a problem because if he's not going to sign. Listen, Dom might come back in and go, I'll stay. I'll sign the contract. I'm happy. Yeah. I'm the number 9, getting married, got a baby, blah, de, blah, de, blah, de, blah. I had a little look around, but didn't fancy anywhere else. Great, get the deal done, get the contract signed, then we move on. But we can't have that uncertainty, I don't think.
No, we can't, especially, we've done it too often where we pin hopes on one player, haven't we?
Yeah.
And that's why I bring Chimity into it. It's got to be the pathway. Remember
He
the
needs-
Martinez pathway.
He needs to play though, doesn't he? So
Yeah, he does, yeah.
So
yeah.
if you're thinking or saying to Timothy, well, what we're gonna do is your pre-season you're doing with us. And clubs do this. You're doing pre-season with us.
Broja did it last year.
You're playing games, and then we'll make a decision the final 10 days in the window on what we're doing with you. Now, he could play pre-season games and bang the goals in, and you go, and he looks sharp, and the manager might go, actually, he's in our first team, or he's the first sub. Now he's gone up that, and he don't forget he leapfrogged, however you want to say it, over Beto in the end, or coming on. He was coming on before Beto, so maybe in training they'd seen something and thought, actually, he's clever a player, or he's closer to what we want, or Beto just isn't doing, or whatever the reason.
Yeah.
That's where we have to get, because there's other areas that we're looking at, but the centre forward is key.
Well, we haven't scored enough goals for a long time, have we?
No.
So, and that's the key around it. So, but we just, again, I come back and I don't want to repeat myself, but we can't all pit it on one player.
No.
And we're all quite, I wouldn't say we were ecstatic, but we're happier because we've done early business, right?
Yeah.
Hopefully 3, and touch wood, and dies through the door this week before pre-season. Then we go down that road of waiting. Schmitty will give you the pre-season, but then someone else has got to come in at the last end of the dregs of the window. When we said about it before, your value only goes one way. And we haven't got money to burn, as we well know, because we've burnt it all. And burnt it again, and then burnt the ashes.
What about Mopai?
Is he still here?
Had his England shirt on yesterday. I did like his tweet yesterday.
Well,
his
what did he say
tweet was
now?
quite funny. He said, at half time, he said, I've only been an England fan for 45 minutes, and I'm already wondering how you lot do it. I did think, because he'd had an England picture of himself in an England shirt saying, I live here, so I want them to do well. I just thought it was amusing, so maybe he could be the social media manager rather. But no, really,
one of the lads, good for morale.
He doesn't suit us, does he? He doesn't. The way we play doesn't suit him. He's gone to Brentford and scored some goals in the Prem. Done all right for them.
I'm surprised he never took up the option, I've got to be honest.
Maybe they're thinking we can go back and get a slightly better terms later on in the window for him, because they'll know that Everton want bid.
And they have just signed a centre
forward,
haven't they?
Thingy from
Igor,
Thiago.
is it?
Igor Thiago, who's powerful striker, because I think they thought Tony was going to go, and he may well still go, but right now he's not gone anywhere, has he?
No.
So I don't think Mopai's the answer either. So
no, I think we can just, what we haven't talked about for this whole conversation, I think we can put a line through him and celebrating when Dunk scored. If people didn't want him for his performances, then his performances against us off the pitch.
Yeah. Oh no, he's broke.
Just,
he's crossed the line, hasn't he?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he's
Sean,
just one of them players. Before you just bring comments in, who with the key and with the Holgate, we just need to accept any price now.
Yeah, just move them on.
Yeah,
move them on. Sean Collins says we couldn't afford Minter, we can't afford Broja. Not really how it works, mate. Minter was part of Dominic Calvert-Lewin in that year, in the financial year. And if Everton would have sold Dominic Calvert-Lewin, the down payment on Minter would have been buttons. They could have, theoretically, bought Minter and Broja off the back of selling Dom. With the down payments would have been absolute buttons, so it doesn't really work like that.
But the whole Minter thing, for me, like, yeah, it would have been look nice on paper, blah blah blah. But I'd never seen him play. Other a couple of clips.
Yeah.
Looks neat, tidy, explosive, whatever. But 33 million.
No.
Because it's similar to Onana. Where's the upside of that? So let's say we get 50 million, right, for Onana, and the sell on. Then there's not much profit there, is there? No. And we're talking about becoming sustainable. So Brighton have only done that because they've got cash available. We haven't. And it's a big investment.
Yeah. 33 million for me is way too high.
What do we think his book value was? About 15?
Possibly. I don't know. They bought him for €7 million and he played one season in Holland. And that was it. Then they
20 max, I would have thought.
And they've got 33 for him. Because obviously it helps them. And, Brighton.
Listen, good luck to them.
Oh, yeah.
Because these values are crazy.
Yeah.
We've seen Lewis Hall complete his move, 28 million. Elliot Anderson to Forest, 35 million. So everyone's doing it.
see what's what, don't we? We see what's what. No matter how many people put in the comments, we don't want Broja. If Everton recruitment team and the manager wants Broja, then they'll get him. So it's irrelevant whether you say you don't want him or you don't want him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It'd be interesting to
means
see
nothing.
why they don't want him. Has anyone said why?
Well, people are saying he doesn't score goals, and that's an absolute fact that he doesn't. I couldn't argue with anybody who say to me he doesn't score goals. When I wanted him, it was to play off the striker. It wasn't to be the striker. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Because he's not scored any goals.
9.5.
Exactly, or a wide, like you said, like if you're playing a real front three.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But then your midfield three has to be strong and your fullbacks have to be able to travel up the pitch, and ours can't.
Yeah.
You know?
Stylistically, it's a dramatic shift in it.
So Everton, if they are, then therefore that's fine. If you've identified him and gone, right, we think he'd be great for us. Okay, well, so he'll get hold of it and he'll run with it, fine. But he's no real goal scoring record. I think he got 8 goals for Southampton. He got 6 Premier League goals and 2 in the Cup, I think. But he was good. He was 19 then. So you're looking and going, that's good. And then obviously he's had his injury at Chelsea, and then last season, I think he got 1 or 2 for Chelsea. Got 1 at Fulham, which they kicked against the shin and it bounced in. And he scored in another game, might have been a cup game, whatever, and he looked good. But travelling with the ball, but not scoring. Yeah. Went to Fulham, like you said, didn't score a single goal, didn't get in. Played like every now and again. Got an injury, didn't he, a few weeks after going, then was out for a month, and then was back in, and then didn't score. So therefore...
And that kid who they've got, what's his name, that Muniz?
Yeah, but he was on fire though, wasn't he? Yeah.
Started scoring and he just wasn't getting a look in.
He was out. Yeah. So they're the red flags. But if Everton went, well, we want him because he'll do this, then your 2 wingers who you're bringing in then have to have goal records. So that just relegates, for me, McNeil and Harrison to the bench. Doesn't it? Because McNeil doesn't score goals, so you can't rely on him to score goals. Jack Harrison has had an average before he come to Everton of 7 or 8 goals a season. It was way below last season. We didn't have a pre-season. But even if they're in the mix, which they will be, because Dwight McNeil creates goals and Harrison's a workhorse, so they will be considered. Your 2 wingers that Everton are looking for both have to have a record of goals then. Yeah. Now,
or creating goals at least.
If Jaden Philogene, and if Everton don't have Philogene is our winger or something that has his song, if we get him.
Don't let Dom let you hear that.
Then Dom will be fuming. I've wanted Dom to have a song for years. But if it was Philogene, then on the other side, they need someone who plays off the left then, who has got goals, 10, 11, 12 goals in Europe or something. And he might be a gamble. Yeah. It might be. Go and get Lamech Bender out of...
They love him, don't you?
He's just quick. But we don't have any pace. Go and pay 15 million for him or 18 million for him and get him in, or have a little look at who else is around who's got that pace.
We were talking off before, and before we come on, we talked about 3 or 4 wingers across Europe you could get for less than 10 million.
And then if they're in the mix, because you've got the safety net of the likes of Dwight McNeil, who you know can play and will do you a great job, or you've got Harrison who'll do you a really good job up and down that line, then these lads you can mix and match. Yeah. Can't you? And go, or is it Nonto? Are they going to go back for him? Is it Crescencio Somerville, who I personally would take out the 2 because I think there's just more to his game. Yeah. And I think he's got a goal in him. Go and get one of them. Yeah. Leeds are literally having a fire sale, aren't they? There's Archie Gray's just been taken, so go in and go, we'll have him as well. They'll take the money. They're in the Championship and they're struggling financially.
They had to come up, didn't they?
They had to come up and it's there. So there is players. That's how you'd have to do it. And that's why I'm saying, if that's why they've decided on Broja, then your 2 wingers have to get you goals then. Because he may get you goals, he might not. If he doesn't score, no one will be going, oh my God, I thought he was going to get 30 goals. Well, he's never had that record of scoring that goals at professional level. He might have it. I know he got hundreds for Chelsea in the youth ranks and all that. Brilliant.
Yeah, so did Sims.
But he's not, exactly, he's not he's not really, that's not translated yet into his professional game, has it?
No. That's the width I think we need. And again, we just said it, didn't we? There's loads of wingers, loads of explosive players across Europe who have come over. There's a lad playing for Ecuador who went to Bruges for £1 million. Alan Mimba, I think his name is. Looks off. There's a lad in Turkey who got 13 league goals, 23, 6 foot. Could get in for less than 10 million. There's players out there. we need someone who can beat a man and get to the byline.
Yeah. Got to have a mix, haven't you?
Yeah.
You got to have a mix. There's
not
no
just stand it up.
There's no mix. So that's what it comes down to. James says PSG will spend 50 million on Onana, so that leaves us with 12 million profit. Does it? No, I'm not sure.
After the sell-on clause.
Yeah, but we've already paid 2 years of Onana.
Oh, yeah, we have, yeah.
So the money coming in is actually
20, more like a 20
more
million
like 20
profit.
million.
Yeah.
And therefore, that just, if you put that back into the team, Everton, you've just always got to keep an eye on what you're spending every summer, of course you have, because even if you're only spending small this summer, then that's repeated next summer. You've got to make sure you've got enough for that, but that's how you have to work it. But then the summer after, we've had a year of Bramley Moore, and the gate receipts will bring in 50 odd million.
Yeah.
Compared to 17 or something now. So there's a big chunk of money. Then everything, all your commercial stuff should go up. The naming rights deal should come in. Hopefully the Freaking Group that'll be sorted in the next month, and they'll own us, and therefore everything should kick up another level. But that still shouldn't put us off how we do the recruitment drive, which is be looking for these players. We were talking before, Minter, Newcastle paid €7 million for them. Well, Everton need to be going and getting these players. There's plenty around.
Yeah.
Pay them small amounts of money.
Yeah.
Get them in.
Who did we say? What's whose name I can't pronounce? Georgian winger.
Oh, Kvaratskhelia.
How much did Napoli pay for them from, from the...
There's a right, you could check, I'll check in a sec. But there's lots of them around, isn't it?
Yeah.
Gift Orban, who Spurs wanted for 25 million last season. Ended up going to Lyon for 11 million or something.
Yeah.
Because no one had paid the money. But he's got something. It's whether you can seize it out of it.
Yeah, but it doesn't have to be all these players. Somerville, they're talking about 30 million. Nonso, 30 million. Jack Clark from Sunderland, 20 million. Morgan Whittaker from Plymouth, 20 million. You're having a laugh. These prices that they're being played here, and Broja, 25 million with his injury record. Just go and look in Europe. Why? How long have we said it?
Because none of the others, even though the others have done well, none of the others are guarantees, are they?
No.
If you guarantee, if it's like Broja, 25 million, but he guarantees you 10 goals, you go, okay, well, that's more than our striker got, so I understand that.
Yeah.
He doesn't guarantee you anything. Doesn't even guarantee you 30 games.
What's Nonto done?
It's it, isn't it? It's a.
He couldn't even get in the team for large parts of Leeds last year.
He was hit and miss, wasn't he?
Yeah.
They didn't even want him, did they, by the time it started? But he got back in and done well, then he dropped off.
Well, he had to knuckle down, didn't he?
Got it. He was going nowhere, was he?
No.
He wasn't going to get a game, so... It's a tricky one, the recruitment. Obviously midfield players they'll want to replace Onana, won't they? Fullback areas as well, I think they're looking at. What do you make of the links with Kabori, who was obviously on loan at Luton last season and did quite well. City, Everton have looked at him. But he's a right back. I think
how many more right backs do we need?
Well, maybe
just go all in on Patterson.
Well, maybe they've made a decision to not go all in on Patterson.
If I was him, I'd be like Miko was last year. I'd be getting in early. Obviously he can't, can he, because he's injured. But
I think he is in Finch Farm, so he has been doing his rehab.
Whatever.
I think he's practically ready to start pre-season.
Is he?
Got to be, haven't you?
Yeah, of course you'd have, And I'd be ready to hit the ground running and said, I'm going to play and I'm going to make myself undroppable. I'm here before everyone. I'm going home last. And he's got to do his part, hasn't he? As much as the manager's got to go all in on him.
Yeah, they've got to. Well, Sean Dyche watches him in training every day and he's not up to it, is he? I always think, I've never seen him be destroyed by players.
Good mate of mine, Rangers fan, said he's a 50 million player. And,
But he's not proved it, has he? I think that's what people will fume with that, because they'll go, well, he's never ever proved it. But again, I've never come out the ground going, he's terrible. Never. There's plenty of other players I have, and players who fans clap for 5 seconds. Yeah. Sprinting for 5 seconds, gets you like lauded on a statue.
He's had a couple of occasions where he's got too tight, Willian.
He's not brilliant defensively, but
you don't have to.
Seamus, who was incredible.
You don't defend in Scotland, do you? He plays a wing back. And back has got a very broad definition if you're playing for Rangers or Celtic.
Exactly, you're hardly having to defend, are you?
But
don't get me wrong.
Go
I can't sit here and go he's amazing, because he isn't. But I've seen him. He's got the attributes to be better. He's got to be better going forward.
I actually think his strength is going forward.
No, it is, but he's got to be.
He's got to be released.
Find a ball, just put it into an area like.
And he can do that. You seen it with the assist for Dan Juma, and it was very. And there was a couple of other. Forget now, but he has got there.
He's got some great balls.
The one for Beto down, against Newcastle. He has got it. He can't get injured. He's got to put it all in, and he's just got to. And the manager's got to run out. I'm uneasy about paying another 10 million for a fullback, for a right back. Yeah, when there's other areas.
We need a left back, don't we? To put pressure on Miko. Miko done brilliantly and was good last season.
I don't know why they're not in for Miranda.
A couple of injuries. Yeah, they reckon if he hasn't signed anywhere yet. He's free, isn't he?
Yeah.
So he's just picking teams, and they reckon he might go to West Ham because of Lopetegui. He's gone there.
Spinazzola. He's free.
There's a few, mate, but I mean, listen, Everton could be doing them deals, and we might find out in the next couple of days. But
unless they're just heavy weighting things towards wingers, centre mid, and that's why they've got Ashley Young in. It's just
I get it, but
unless they're going to let Holgate stay, it's just to be that Godfrey type player. He's got 2 years, hasn't he?
Yeah, I can't see that. I think you're more likely to keep Keane.
But as the utility man, I mean.
He told him last summer.
I wouldn't.
He told him last summer he was gone.
They were trying to chase him.
I mean, is there any way back for Mason Holgate at Everton? Or is it just... Is there an offer, is like Dave saying there, is there a chance Everton will just go, well, just cover every position, but you're only ever going to be sub? Or do you think Dice will be, or whoever it is, will be saying, look, you need to get yourself a club?
Just time. Centre back. It's the quickest way in.
It's took a very dark turn this episode, hasn't it? Yeah.
It did, okay.
Anyway, yeah.
Not a chance on.
No, I don't imagine Sean Dyche is someone who goes, come back into the fold. No, when he's made his mind up, and he made it up very early last summer. Don't forget, Holgate ended up playing with the kids at like Forest Green and at Tranmere, and he didn't even play for Everton's first team in friendlies last year.
That's true, yeah.
He was just given his opportunity when the manager came in.
Didn't take it.
And he didn't
got sent off.
And therefore, he just went right.
You'll probably be more angry with him that he couldn't settle down at one of the clubs he went to. Went to 2 clubs, had the chance to try and get Everton some money. And
Southampton was the one. He should have gone to Southampton and bossed it, really. He should have gone and got his head down.
He went in and from day one he acted like the big I am.
Well, he never recovered from his debut, did he, at Southampton?
But the attitude,
they got
his attitude again was really big bollocks. Walked in, was totally unprepared.
Didn't want to work.
Totally unprepared for it.
This is what Southampton fans said. He walks around the pitch like he's, the main man or something.
Fans hated him, Ned, I'm going to kill you. Stop turning the mic down.
You're a knob. No, what? He's a knob. So I apologise if you couldn't hear me. Clearly Ned's fault. He turns this little thing down here. So you think the mic's on, but it's not.
Why would leave it with the mic on?
Well, no, Ned, don't turn the mic down. Honest to God.
This is how I imagine Kevin Thelman, Sean Dyche discussion Mason Holgate.
So I apologise you couldn't hear me.
Just get him back in.
He's got 2 years left.
Ned turns the mic down when you think it's on and it's not. Honest to God. No.
Yeah.
No, he's done. And his attitude is of a player that isn't professional.
It's a pity though, isn't it? It's a pity because there's something there with him, but
Carlo liked him.
But he has those rash. We saw it at Sheffield United. That challenge on early, the Brighton game.
Horrendous.
Terrible. On Matoma. It was terrible. Yeah. And it's like you've been given another chance.
Yeah.
At a Premier League club, go in and really show what you're about, and make a challenge like that. And he's never, listen, the wages he's on as well. Contract, he just had 2 years left.
He's always wanted to put a marker down, hasn't he?
Literally on people's legs.
Yeah, that's what I mean. He's always wanted to play that hard man strolling about the pitch, and it's just never come off for him.
It's frustrating, isn't it? Because, like I said, there's something in there because enough managers have gone, actually. And Carlo tends to get more right than wrong, and he really liked him.
Did, yeah. And when he
he's
signed
never
this
been the
deal,
same,
I
has
was thinking, well, he signed this deal now. England's next because he was playing that well, and then he got a stupid injury doing a Cruyff turn.
Yeah, well, he didn't need.
And then he's just made a mess of his whole thing. And I think Sean Dyche does not suffer fools lightly, and he doesn't have any of that. They've got a bit of a no dickhead policy, haven't they? And that's what you want at the club because we've had too many of them people strolling around for long enough.
So maybe,
and they've never survived, have they?
No,
we can go through them. You know?
And this is the thing, though, is that we're at that stage now where they've got plans. They want half a dozen more in this window to really piece the team together and the squad together. But we really could do with the likes of Mason Holgate, Michael Keane, Neil Maupay, who aren't going to really be. Keane's slightly different because I think for him it should be his decision to go and play.
He's got to go and play. He could go and play for Ipswich.
Sitting on Everton's bench and not getting in shouldn't be something he wants to do now. He doesn't come across to me, Michael Keane, like I'm just happy to sit on my wages. He doesn't. Whether people think he's good or they don't, or they like him or they don't like him, I've never looked at Michael Keane and thought, you're just happy taking your wages. I think he genuinely wants to play for Everton and genuinely wants to do well.
Yeah, he does.
But it's just
not worked out,
no, it's not worked. And therefore, Everton needs these are players who aren't going to be there contributing, as in, because everyone who Everton have really should be pushing to play. And I don't see them three as pushing to play.
He knocked on Frank's door, didn't he?
And Frank was ready. He was going. And
Frank told him, "There's nothing I can teach you now." That's just
durable,
terrible management, isn't it? If I've come to you and I say, "Baz, I want to be a regular. I want to come in. I want to replace Ned."
I'd just say, just carry on. Just get up in the morning and you'll be at that level.
Comb your hair. Yeah.
Don't come in shorts and sliders and socks.
Yeah. You'd say, right, Dave, wanted to do this, and this.
Yeah.
Right. To just dismiss him. So he's the type to go and knock on the manager's door.
We don't say every day and watch him.
Well, we don't, do we? And, and Sean Dyche knows him well from Burnley, whatever. He'd do well. He'd do well back at Burnley. He'd do well at Luton on that tight pitch. Just someone who just goes in and heads it.
Sits on the edge of the box.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Ipswich. Again, just mention them. But again, it's the wages, isn't it? But it comes to a point where you go, well, I want to play. I'm already a gazillionaire.
Yeah.
How much money do you want?
Well, that's it.
And how comfortable is he?
If you can get those three out for whatever, because the time's done here, then that's a big saving on the money as well. It's like it'll be way over $250,000 a week. Way
for
over.
The three of them, easy.
Yeah. So you're talking if we're doing like just like a low ball number, that's 12 million quid a year off our PSR. Yeah. Just from those three who aren't contributing.
And again,
then if you went and got three in from Europe, then it's half of it. It's half of that wages immediately.
On a pittance, really.
Yeah. So, I mean, I wouldn't mind a pittance.
No.
I wouldn't mind their version of a pittance.
In a comparative pittance to what?
Yeah, oh God, absolutely.
I could see Michael Keane just like opening a farm.
Or like Clarkson.
Just going
and having like a Amazon
just
Prime
going to work at a farm.
Keano's farm.
Just disappears and he's like, where is he? He's got his own farm now.
No, I think he can
go 300 cars.
I think he can go and do a job at a club and play every week, sit on the edge of their box, defend it and be all right. I think he's just 7 years here and he's had some good seasons and other seasons that hasn't worked for him, but he's played less and less.
Yeah.
And now when that happens, you normally just go. And if Branthwaite's going to stay, which it looks like he is, and him and Tarkovsky, Everton will be looking for different types of centre-backs to go in there. So if you're him, and you need a bid, of course, and you need someone to offer it, but...
Well, there's a groan, isn't there, when you see his name on the team sheet? You can't have that, because he's already got a fight to... And then
I just think
we know his decision-making and his confidence.
Look at what Ben Godfrey's done. Ben Godfrey could have gone, I'll sign any 4-year deal. Fine.
Yeah.
And I'll sit but the lad's gone. And good luck to the lad. The lad's gone, no, I actually want to go and play now. Yeah. I'm 26, I want to play football. And he's got a great, don't get me wrong,
he's going to be playing in the Champions League.
He's got a tremendous move and good luck. And I bet you he's really good in Italy. The pace will get him out of so much trouble. And if he settled down and just play him.
Yeah, which he will. I can't see why he wouldn't play every week.
So
not a play, only be a play.
Yeah. So therefore, the other three who are in a similar boat of not performing, not going to really be considered, then they should be looking to do the same and going right after. Mason Holgate's 28 soon, I think.
Well, look at the other two, Mopey and Holgate. They both played near enough every week. Once he'd gone to Sheffield United, they both played that.
He was involved, yeah.
Weren't they? Or at least,
Mopey played, yeah.
Yeah, they both got at least
They got minutes,
30 games between.
They
them.
got minutes, so go and do it.
There are clubs out there that'll take you. Go and find them. That's what your agents are for.
And I'm sure they are. Listen, I'm sure
Yeah.
they're looking that way, and we'll see what happens. But obviously, I think later this week, hopefully, Everton and Marseille
What is the haggling there? Do we know?
dot the I's and cross the T's. Just know the deal isn't done. So there's still a little bit apart on a couple of things. So maybe it's payment methods or
It's done now. When a new year, it'll be done today.
No, but well, they haven't agreed so
Is it
far.
done yet, Ned?
Methods.
No, I mean,
PayPal or
yeah,
Klarna.
that's it.
Yeah.
That's it. But it'll be the finer
Nando's
details,
black card.
won't it?
Yeah.
That's all it'll be. Finer details. Everton had agreed a fee apparently, and they've.
This is another one that can't be allowed to drag.
I don't think it has. I think it's purposely in this financial year rather than the last financial year.
Got told before it isn't done. The deal isn't done.
Before it's in this
As
morning.
in,
Yeah.
11:30.
Right. Okay.
So, but everything else, I mean, it's a personal terms are agreed. And
He's done a stringent medical.
all of that
Yeah.
stuff. So
Yeah.
I'm sure it's nothing. That's
Done all the
I'm
press.
sure it's
Yeah.
like it's minimal stuff needed, and it'll be done.
Everton are waiting to release the new kit.
That's what it is.
before they sign a player.
It won't be this week then.
Yeah.
Not for the kit. So there we go. But he'll be another one in, and Everton, obviously some of the players are back this week for testing. Some are back start of next week. And therefore, if Everton do get it sorted in the next few days,
Glasgow's finished.
then
So-
Glasgow's finished, so the manager will
Sean
be
will be getting
available
on the
now.
phone, won't
Yeah,
he?
he'll be
Can talk now,
available
he'll
to
have signal.
actually do
Yeah.
something. Then it'd be good to have him in, and then you'd have him, you'd have Harrison obviously there, and you'd have Irabunum there for,
Yeah.
and
And
for
lads who
pre-season.
didn't have pre-season last season.
Exactly. So,
Be like a new signing.
oh god, Beto will be like turn into bloody Harry Kane, 33
I hope
goals.
not. God.
No, Harry Kane when he was scoring goals.
Oh, right,
Mind
okay.
you, he hasn't been great at this. He's still got 2,
That's true.
hasn't he? He's still there. Still scored the winner yesterday.
That's
So
it. Yeah.
there you go. Talking to Harry Kane, we'll talk a little bit more about that in about 5 or 6 minutes on More Than a Game. So come over there. The link. You just don't have to do anything. Get yourself a drink and it'll take you over there. But we'll see. Listen, it's we shouldn't be. Everybody should be really upbeat about it, because compared to other summers, because things do seem to be slightly moving towards what we want. Hopefully this takeover will be done.
We've got
Soon.
looks like we're a bit of a plan, which
Looks
we
like
haven't had
there's
a
a
plan
plan.
for God knows how long.
Hopefully.
The takeover looks, they've got the readies, which has been the problem with other groups, haven't
Yeah.
they?
Yeah.
So get that sorted.
Being
Hope-
real is
Well-
you one up on the last one, right?
Yeah, not wearing a hat with a suit. It's another
I
one.
mean, I can't confirm whether Dan Friedkin or his son ever wear hats with suits. I haven't seen it, but it doesn't mean they don't.
They don't look like hat wearers.
They don't. No.
He looks like he's got a bit of a syrup going on.
Really?
Do you think?
I think he's got enough money to just go and get a full Elton John if he wants one. Which is fair play to him.
That's true. Yeah, he's not. He's
He's
not,
not shy
airbrushing
of
it
a
like
few
Cenk,
quid.
is he?
He's not He's not working for the pittance, is he?
No.
Like some of these wingers from Europe. But
No. He's creating his own business. and then some.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So that's good. And obviously, the PSR stuff looks even more improved, which is good. We seem to be coming out the other side of that now, which is good. Therefore, we can stand, obviously, the last season of Goodison and all that. So there is some things to be positive about, definitely. And hopefully we'll get a few in. Well, we will. We'll get players in. The quicker, the better, obviously.
We're going to sign players, aren't we?
yeah,
But
yeah.
let's not. When's the last time we got players in early?
Mm?
It was probably that year we got Andy Johnson,
It probably
And we-
was 2006.
and we lost one of the first 10.
We got Lescott and Howard and Johnson in.
Well, Howard come the season before, didn't he? On loan?
Yeah, but we confirmed it that we signed them.
That's what I mean. So it was all done early.
The 3 of them were in
Yeah.
for pre-season training. And
Yeah.
that's stupid. That's 18 years ago. Since then, everything's been. Tarkovsky was one, but it was one player. We had him sorted. He was there day one of pre-season, because
Yeah.
don't forget, Everton hadn't announced it. You'd seen pictures of him with the training gear on. So there is that kind of thing. But it is, listen, it's good, and hopefully we will get, the Indie thing will be sorted in the next few days, and that'll be good as well. And we can move forward from there. So
that's it. Everything's positive.
Good. Yeah.
Seemingly, anyway.
Seemingly, yeah, definitely. Right. Like I say, we'll be on More Than a Game in 3 or 4 minutes. Get yourselves a drink. We'll top ours up and we'll see you over there. We'll be talking about England, the Euros, how good Lamine Yamal is, all of that stuff.
Yeah.
See you in a minute.